Well, hey guys, I hope you are having a blessed day. Today I'm going to show you a compilation of different things that I've put together of what I've been working on this week. So I have some exciting news to share. I did officially get a P.O. box. I now have a P.O. box because people have been interested. That way I don't feel uncomfortable giving out my address. So it will be in the description box below. So if you're interested in sending me a postcard or just saying hi, that'll be another way. Of course, you can comment, you can email me, or now you can snail mail me. So if you're interested, the P.O. box will be down below. So I hope I get some postcards from you guys, or just a letter, just something saying hi. That would be great. But yeah, I'm really excited about that. I have to make new labels now for all my Young For You Mom craft stuff, so that I don't have my house address on there anymore on my return labels. So, I mean, that would be fine, but I'd rather have my P.O. box on there. So, I have a P.O. box. I'm excited. I've been wanting to get one for years. I finally just broke down. I saved up and I got it. I went ahead and bought it for a year instead of the 6 months that they say that you can get it, 6 months to a year. And I thought, I'll go ahead and get it for the year. So I have a P.O. box now. So yeah. So send me something. Let me see if I got anything. Anyway, yeah. Okay. All right. Let's go look at my stuff. And I was going to show you guys I got a new handy dandy tool. I'm so excited. You push this button 5 times and it's like well, let's see if it's going to let me. It's like a soldering iron. Let me, there we go. But it's called a thread burner. It's not wanting to focus in, or at least I don't think it is. Let's see if I can get it. There. Is it going to focus in? Oh, come on. What's in the way? See if that'll do it. Focus? Nope, it's wanting to focus on the carpet and not the needle burner. Anyway, trying to get, I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but anyway, it comes with a USB-C universal charger, and this unscrews, and there's an extra tip that comes with it too. But yeah, so it burns your threads, because acrylic yarn is plastic, so it burns the threads so that they won't unravel. And you just, there we go. Now you can see it. It's not on, that's why I can touch it. But otherwise, it's like a solder, and what it does is it burns your threads for you. You just have to be careful not to set your threads on fire. Okay, so someone had asked me in the live chat how many bags it takes, the grocery bags does it take to make a handbag. Well, I counted, and this ball right here, which is a small ball, is 13 grocery bags. And I'm not sure how many it takes to make a tote, but it's quite a bit. It's going to be at least 50, I'm going to guess about 50 or 60 grocery bags to make one tote. It's a lot. So right now I have these that I'm going to string up. These are just regular bags that where I've clipped off just the white part. And then down here are the ones that have writing or coloring on them. These I still have to cut up. These are empty boxes that the cat's protecting. This box is full of cut strips that I have to string together. Those are more that I have to cut into strips. And those are more strips I have to string up. All right, now officially I have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 boxes full of yarn that I've already put into balls. I say yarn, plastic I've already put into balls. And I'm going to lay this tote out so you can see. This is the one I've showed before that I'm working on, that I haven't worked on in a minute or two. but yeah, it takes quite a bit. You go through it really fast once you make all the balls. Like all these balls right here, I'm going to say we'll probably make, I'm going to guess, let's see, there's six boxes, probably at least 6 totes, possibly 8. It depends on how big I make it. Now on the bottom of this tote, I did reinforce it with yarn to make it stronger. It's the first time I've done that, because I did see a lady one time, she, in one of her presentations where she was showing that the bags that she was making that she sold, she puts yarn throughout the whole thing to reinforce it, which I'm not going to say I don't agree with it. It's not waterproof, and it's not as easy to clean because the yarn will hold the mold where it can't air it out. You can't throw this in the dryer. You have to air dry it. So it's a lot better if you don't put the yarn on it. I put it on the bottom just of this one for stability, just to see how well it would do. I would say for stability, if you wanted to do that instead, double up on the plastic, double up on your Plarn balls for stability, because these do stretch over time. Now once I attach another blue ball to this, it's going to come down to about right here. That's going to be the flap, and I'm going to have like a wooden toggle so that I can pull the toggle out. I mean, so that it can wrap around, and I've still got to do a strap on it. And I know I've showed you guys this before because I haven't finished it, but I'm still working on it, but that's where I'm at with that. So I wanted to show you guys what I did. So I still have to, I've got everything cut, just ready to loop. So I've got 2 paper boxes full here, and over there I've got another paper box, and then a half of a paper box to fill. And the half paper box is the yellow, and the rest of them are all white. Just boring stuff that I'm probably going to do online. But I wanted to show you what I created. So I went to Dollar Tree, and I paid $3 for this tote, and I paid $1.25 for these wall stickers. And I want you to look what I did. Now, the butterfly was too big for the top, so what I did was I released it, and then I just wrapped it around and tucked it underneath so that it would fit on the top. So, and then I took a butter knife, an old butter knife that I was going to throw away anyway, and I got it hot on my stove, and so that I could poke holes in the top. So I've got 2 holes in the top here, and I'm going to have to get a file or something to make them smooth so the plastic won't catch on them. And then I put one on the end here, and then I put one on this end here, and then I'm probably going to put like a sticker over the top of it so it doesn't look so rough, and I'll put another sticker on the top too here, and then make an actual hole so that I can string my plastic yarn, because they unravel really, really easily. So I'm going to run it through, and then that way I will have, it can roll all around in there until its heart's content if it wants to come completely undone, and put maybe 2 colors in there so that I can switch them out. And so I wanted to show you all that cute little idea that I did. Alright, so Boo Boo Kitty is protecting my squares. Too funny. And then Midnight is protecting my closed boxes, and I thought Copper, is it Copper laying over there? No, I don't see Copper. Copper was laying on top of the empty boxes. I finally got 2 empty boxes. And then over here, don't mind my lunch, I've got some balls that I've already wound up. Alright, so I'm going to have to edit the sound on this because apparently it did not come up for the last 3 clips that I did, which is very disturbing. But anyway, here is the sweater that I told you guys about, that I made, the granny square sweater for my daughter. And you can see where I attached the sleeves here. For the sleeves, I did 16 rounds of granny stitch square for the sleeves. And then I made 2 of them, and then I stitched it together with the granny stitch. I was talking about the piece that I was originally had it on. Anyway, so what I did was, okay, so I made 2 sleeves at 16 rounds, granny square. For the body, I did 18 rounds for the body. It is the Karen cakes, but it's the cloud cakes, which I don't think exists anymore. I got them on clearance, so I had 2, and so I'm showing you guys what I made with them. And they just happen to go together really well. So I used the other color to do the front and the back on the sweater. And Matson's getting this one. I have to hide the tails. How I pieced it together was I did the granny stitch back and forth to seam it together. I laid out the 2 squares end to end, the big ones. Then I laid out the sleeves and positioned it in the middle of the 2 squares. I just counted up and I stitched it together that way. I did the granny stitch across the sleeve after that to stitch it together, and then I stitched up the side and underneath the sleeve, and then that's how I formed it completely on that. I'm going to be doing another one, and I will show you guys step by step as I do it, instead of after I've already completed the piece. So if you're ever interested in doing one yourself, you'll know the steps that I took to put it together. And then across the top, I counted in 5 rows, 5 stitches. So I did 5 granny stitches across the top to kind of cinch in the yoke, the neck yoke, a little bit better, so that it wasn't falling off of my shoulders, or rather the person shoulders, because it's a little too small for me, but it's the perfect size for Matson. It fits a medium to a large, and unless you want it really baggy, you could put it on a small person. And then I did a granny stitch round on the collar just to form it off. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, the 5 stitches in on both sides to pull it in a little bit better. And it fit over her head just perfectly. But yeah, I finished it off with a round of granny stitch there. And then I did a row of granny stitch on the sleeve. As you can see there, I did a round there just to complete it so that it would be seamless. And then I did 2 or 3 rounds on the bottom just to extend it down a little bit with that granite color, so that it would all go together and look really uniform. So yeah, so that's how I did that. And then let's see, I'm going to flip it over for you so that you can see the back, because the back is a different color. And there's the way the back is. And I told her she could use that as the front or the back. Her hair comes down a little bit further than the middle of her back. a little bit shorter than her middle of her back, so it would cover it up, and that's what I'm talking about, where her hair comes down. Of course, Ramsey's got to get in the shot because that's his little bed over there, his blanket that Mommy made for him, and then that's where Ellie sleeps. It was originally his bed, but she's kind of taken it over, but right now she's at the foot of my bed. So I still have to hide the tails, and then it'll be ready to go with her for the fall. I got to do that before she comes into town the end of the month. All right, so here I'm showing you that that's the 2 balls that I had left of the cloud cakes that I'm going to incorporate and use them up, because I don't know what else to use them for. And I'm going to incorporate it with this other ice yarn that I had. It's the ice yarn is in a camel color, so I'm going to incorporate it alternating rows. And there is the number if you're interested in getting that. I don't know if it's available anymore, because I may have gotten it on like a clearance type sale whenever they have their summer sale, their winter sale, or they have winter sale, and I think summer sale are the 2 sales they have. But in this, I'm doing 3 rounds of the cloud cake and then 2 rounds of the camel, and I'm going to alternate for the front and the back until I use up all of the cloud cakes, and then use that up. And I'm pretty sure I've got enough to make a complete sweater with that. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger than the other one. But since I like the way the other one turned out, Maddie said it was the perfect length as far as like the waist goes. So I'm just going to leave it that way. But yeah, I didn't realize it was a camel color until I had to read it, because I really couldn't tell what color it was, because you guys know my eye situation. So, but yeah, so now I know it's like a light brown color. So I think it's going to turn out really nice. And it's not as soft as the cloud cakes, but it's really nice. It'll be a nice wearable. And I think that's where I described that here. I can't believe I don't know why the sound didn't come out. It came out great everywhere else. Just on these videos right here. I don't know. Unless my battery died on my mic. But then again, later on you can hear me talking right after this. I don't know. But anyway. So yeah, so I go into detail about that. Alright, the next project I'm showing you guys here is another one of the packs of ice yarn that I found. And I thought, oh, I want to make another one of those tops. And it's really soft. I think I'm using a 4.0 needle on this one, because it's kind of it's a size 3 weight yarn. But it's really pretty. I like the pinks and the blues and the whites. So I want to say I'm doing a half double crochet V-stitch on that too. It's just showing up really small as far as the stitch goes. But that's when I started. And then, of course, you guys know about I talked to you in a previous video about the milk cotton that I was working with. This is another one. These are, let's see, it's called Layered Colors. It's a Karen cake. Layered colors. I'm doing a star stitch on that one. I started that one a while back. I actually started that. Those are actually the same colored cakes according to the label. It's just they're not wound the same. But and here I show you that it's called Lovely Layers. I'm sorry, Lovely Layers. And yeah, it's a regular Karen cake. I don't even know if you can get those anymore. Maybe you can. But yeah, I actually started that one before I ever started the dress. And I thought I have a video of you guys in here with the dress. Maybe here it comes. I think it's coming up shortly. But that's the colorway if you're interested in maybe getting that. It's really pretty. It's upside down. Turn it right side up. There we go. And of course I have to put on my specs so that I can see what the heck I'm talking about. But I haven't worked on that since I started it. Because I know that one's going to take me longer, it being with the star stitch. I can't, I have to take my time because of the vision issues when I'm doing the star stitch, because I have to feel my stitches as I go. So I didn't want to, I just didn't want to work on it anytime soon. And I've started like 3 projects since then. So I know I need to work on that. Again, hold me accountable. I got to get that worked on. All right, yeah, here it is. This is the dress. So I'm showing you here. I had to put a little string in so I could tell which was the front and which was the back, because I have it up a little bit higher in the back than I do in the front. But I'm going to make a tag or something so that I can distinguish which is the front and which is the back. But that is the V-stitch. That's with the Baltic Alaric. Alaric Batik, B-A-T-I-K. I don't know how you pronounce that last word. We're going to call it Alaric B. But anyway, so I did the V-stitch and I did my squares, my rectangles, and then I connected them and I just stitched all the way down. I had some extra yarn, so I wanted to see how far I could go with it. And it was too short when I got done using up all the yarn, so I just added a couple of layers of the white. And then some people suggested possibly putting white around the collar for a trim, maybe a row of white on the collar, and then also putting a row of white on the sleeves for trim, just to finish it off and pull it in to make it more complete. So I've already washed it and blocked it, and so it's ready to go ahead and have that other put on. And then that'll be done a little bit more. And then around a little bit below the waist, I increased the V-stitch in between every other stitch so that I could make it flare out a little bit more. And I increased like every, I want to say like every 5 rows I increased so that it would have more flow towards the bottom. But I got a lot of compliments on it. And the blinking that you see every now and then is from the ring. See the lines is from the ring lights. But there I found 2 more packs of different colors of that yarn that I used for the, because it's like 60% cotton, 40% acrylic. And there it is. Alara Batik. Alara. So we'll just say Alara B. We'll just say Alara B. Batik. I want to, for some reason, I want to put an L in there and say Baltic. It's Batik. Batik. But anyway, so I had those two colors. There's that colorway. And I think it's like real pretty fall colors. So I want to do another V-neck top with that for next summer. It's too cold for, winter's coming in, fall's coming in. But those are pretty fall colors. I don't know why I did my camera that way. I must have been looking away. But anyway, so there's those. Those are really pretty. And then the other one, if I pull it up. Oh, I know what it was. I was turning off that ring light because that little rolling. Yeah, there it is. You clip that to your phone. But I didn't know it was going to do that little rolly thing. And I'm just talking about the colors here. How pretty they are. And there's the number if you're interested in getting that from Ice Yarn. They may not even have it anymore. They changed their products around quite a bit. They have some that they keep standard, that they keep all the time, but this particular one, I'm not sure. I want to say I got on there, and it was, for a pack of 8, I think it's like $10. And then there's the number for this one, and this one is, I think, Creams and Greens. If I'm not mistaken, is what that says. Green and cream, CR, cream, first cream. But those are really pretty too. And I thought I would do a top with that one. So there's that. Now I could sleeve it up if I wanted to, but I'm not sure if I want to sleeve them up. I like them as the sleeveless. I like those that way. But anyway, so that's something I have out that I might want to work with in the future. And then I have some cotton yarn that I can pair with it that would go really nice. All right, so since I was awarded the short-term disability, my shop is going to be my future income. Because I'm going to be, the way I figured it up, I'm going to be short about $300 or $400 a month. Got my circle bottle. I bought the really big one. I thought it would be smart to have so that I could make sure that I get all my water in, but it's actually very inconvenient and very heavy. Just saying. But I do like the fact that you can adjust the flavor. So that way at night when I'm in my fasting state, you can put it on, that's not going to be very stable. You can put it on 0 so that you have no flavor at all and it's just water. I very rarely use the flavoring because I'm not big on artificial flavorings. I don't always care for them. Ooh, I better keep my needle with that because if I don't, I will forget what needle I'm using for what project. So I'm keeping them all together. Oh, what were you doing on my blanket? Ramsey on my blanket. He knows he's not supposed to be on. That's Mommy's blanket. You have your blanket. All right. Got to get in the shot. He's in my blanket in my bed. Yep. So we got Ramsey. Because he knows I'm talking to the camera. You know I'm talking to the camera, don't you? Yeah. You know I'm talking to the camera? Okay, and then we have, let's see if Ellie, is she showing up? Yeah, she's on the foot of my bed. All right, you got to go outside? You got to go TT? Come on. I guess we're going to go outside. Hold on. All right. So he decided he needed to go outside, so we're going to go outside. Go on. It is beautiful out today. It was kind of felt like fall this morning for the first time. You brought me out here. Go, honey. Go. Go. He just want to get him some sun. He buries himself in all the time because he stays cold. And I keep it at 72. I keep it at, oh, y'all don't need to see him pee. I keep it at 72 in the house. So, I mean, it's not like it's cold. Most of my friends keep theirs at 67 and 68. Isn't that beautiful? That's my backyard, y'all. That's the tree my landlord hasn't broken up and done anything with. That broke down, I want to say a year ago. Yeah, a little over a year ago. They've got one that fell down back there like 4 or 5 years ago, and then I've got one in the front yard that... You ready to go back in? Was that what you wanted? Okay, I'll go pause. Alright, so that is what I have been working on, except for the dog. The other thing, the last thing I'm going to show you that I've been working on, what is that on my counter? Oh, goodness. Okay, is crochet hooks. So I have one with a 3.5, and these are silicone beads. So they're very soft and comfortable on the hands. So I crochet like this. And even if you crochet like this, it's very comfortable, and so that way you're not gripping a really tiny hand, and your hands don't get cramped as easily. I've got one with a Hello Kitty at the top of it that I use. But yeah, so there's one at 3.5. I have two 4.0s with the little penguin up at the top. And I left it so that you could still see the size hook that it is. But yeah, it's very comfortable in the hand, and it's not the polymer. It's not the, I mean, it is the polymer. It's not the polymer. It's silicone. It's not the polymer. It's not hard. It's very soft. It's comfortable. I mean, it's not squishy, but I mean, it's comfortable. But anyway, and also too, if you find that that's not in the right position that you want it, because it grips, my pinky grips around the top of it when I'm crocheting, so it's comfortable there. You can turn them. I mean, right now they're tight. You can't turn them like that. You have to have two hands. I can't show you because I've got my phone in my other hand. But if it's not in the right position for you to grip it that way, you can turn them. They're not glued on. They're still slightly movable. You just have to give it some force, but they will turn. So I have two 4.0s. I have four 4.5s, which is your, I want to say the 3.5 is the F. The 4 and the 4.5s, I'm going to say are the G. Oh, I think it's the G. Do I have that? Does it say G? No, it says 4.5. Okay, so I have this kitty cat. And I have this kitty cat. I tried to make them, oh, there we go. I tried to make them uniform as far as what beads went on them so that you could tell the difference. If you got more than one size, there'd be a distinction between them. And then these two are alike, still the 4.5 with the bees. And again, even though it has, come on, focus. Anyway, even though it has the wings, it's still got the grip. And then of course, if you crochet this way, your hand's not going to be on that anyway. But it also helps you distinguish what size or what hook you're using with your project. Say, oh, I'm working, like you could write on a piece of paper and say, oh, I'm working with the bee on that one, which is, or I'm working with the kitty cat, or I'm working with the penguin. That's your 4.5. And then I have 3 of the 5.0s. One is an elephant, and it is different from this elephant. The bead lineup is different. And the color of the hook is different too. But this is your 5.0. I've got one in the elephant, one with this kitty cat, and one with this kitty cat. And all the kitty cats are different. But yeah, so I have, and these are going to go in the shop. They're going to be $5 each, plus shipping. So I have 3 of the 5, 4 of the 4.5, 2 of the 4, and 1 of the 3.5. I have some 4.5s because that seems to be what people gravitate toward to between the 4.5 and the 5.5. The silicone beads do not work with the 5.5, so I won't be doing those. These are the only 3 sizes that work without glue. I may play around and get my drill out and kind of play around with the 5.5 and see if I can work with them. But I'm not sure about that yet. But this is what I can definitely work with. I have some more hooks coming and some more really pretty decorative beads coming. So be looking for those. But these are going to go in my shop unless you want to message me. And then I can just ship direct to you. I take Venmo, PayPal, Cash App. So yeah. And Square, but I use my Square for my card reader, so I can't really do Square on here. But anyway, so if you're interested in any of these, private message me at young40mom@gmail.com. I'll put it right here. It's also in the description box, and just let me know, because otherwise these are going to go in my shop. And also too, I think this is something that I'm going to continue doing, because it's something that I like, that I thought that you guys might like. My microphone keeps moving. Look at this. Look, this is what it keeps doing. Are you trying to get me to pick you up? Is that what you're wanting? He keeps jumping up and down on me. He knows if he gets on my leg, usually I'll pick him up. That's his love language. Your tail's wagging. Your tail's wagging. Yeah, I gotta get new slippers. These things are too big and they keep falling off my feet. All right, guys. So that is what I have to show you, what I've been working on this week. I've mostly been stringing bags. I'm trying to get it done. I have 2 full paper boxes, and actually I've got 3 full paper boxes total, because I have 2 half boxes. 3 full paper boxes to string, and that is it. Then I'll be done stringing, unless I get some real pretty colors that come in. But yeah, so that's what I've been working on this week, off and on, whenever I'm not taking care of the animals. But yeah, so Matson's been gone 3 weeks now. And I found out that she's actually going to be coming in for a visit at the end of the month, which is nice. She's coming in for the homecoming game for her high school. And she still lives here. All of her stuff is still here. She still lives here. So I went ahead and made up her bed, but I didn't touch anything else. I'm not going to touch anything else. She's got too much stuff on her dresser, on her desk, and on her other dresser. Yeah, she's got an entertainment highboy. It's for where you can put your gaming systems on one shelf, have your TV, and then drawers for all your stuff. But she uses it as a dresser. But anyway, so I'm sure she's going to come in and she's going to switch out her summer clothes for fall clothes, because she didn't take them all up, because they've got limited space up there. So she's going to come in and switch those out. And then she'll be back in around the end of October for her 4-day fall break. They don't get a long fall break. They have a long Christmas break, but they don't have a long fall break. But anyway, so she'll be doing that. So I'll get to see her at the end of the month, and I'll tell you guys more about how that goes. Hopefully it'll be good. So I'm not doing as bad as I thought I would as far as like the empty nesting thing. I'll get back on here later and talk more about that. I just wanted to make this one about the crafting. So that's what I've got going on. If you're interested in the hooks, email me and let me know, because I am going to go ahead and put them in the Etsy shop. I have my bookmarks in the Etsy shop. They're metal bookmarks. They're lightweight. They're very nice. The little dangly beads on the end, those are still available. I did not put my pins in the shop. I've been gifting those in my giveaways. So also too, I'll be posting a giveaway on the 10th of this month for September's giveaway. So be looking for that. I already shipped out August's winner. Miss Kathleen already messaged me. Hi, Kathleen. And already shipped that out to her. So she probably already has it, I'd say. I don't know. I think I shipped it out on Tuesday, maybe. Anyway, so it's gone. So that's good. That's good. So far so good. I'm going to have a big giveaway at the end of the year, And I will let you guys know about that once it gets closer to December. And then I'm going to have like a New Year's Eve draw. I'm not sure about going live. And I want to apologize. I haven't been going live in the past few weeks. And I would like to, because I know that's going to help get my watch hours up. And I appreciate you guys for playing them in the background. I'm going to talk more about that later too. But anyway, so let me get this up. I don't want it to be too long, because I know people get bored after they listen and watch stuff for too long. So anyway, I love you guys. I will see you soon. Have a blessed day. And yeah, have a great weekend. It's Sunday. And oh gosh, now the animals are starting to get all over me. And I can't film when they do. Oh, here we go. There we go. There. See? Midnight. Yeah. You want attention? Yeah. Anyway. Okay. I'll talk to you soon. I love you guys. Keep it real. Peace out. I can't resist. I gotta film the baby. My beggar. He's purring. I don't know if you can hear it. Yep, he's begging. He's begging. Wants attention. Yeah. He wants Labins. Did you want Labins? Or you want food? I came in here with my dinner and he always sits at my feet and acts like he wants attention, which he does want the attention, but you want more, don't you? Yes, you want more. You want what I have in my bowl. Yeah, you want what I have in my bowl. You smell my hand? You're going to rub on my hand? Yeah. You're going to rub on the other side? Ah, I can't resist. Oh, it's so pretty. I'm surprised you're not sitting beside me. All right.